Back on HQ, Dan Quinn, postgame.
100% the battle we expected. Coming back here 18 weeks ago, they beat us, man, and it wasn't even as close as the score indicated. And so for us to show the improvement that we've made in that time was significant for us. This is a really good team in Tampa, and we knew it would go down all the way to the wire. We had talked about overtime. We had talked about all the winning time moments all week. At the end, you know, like for us to be in the turnover margin, the plus, that's big for us. When we can get that thing into that space, we're good. I was certainly pleased defensively, much improved in the first half. This is a good running team, good screen game, and I thought early in the week, you may have heard me say complementary football is what we would need here. And I thought the best indicator of that was the long drive in the second quarter. It might have been 16 or 17 plays going back, getting a punt, and then the 4-minute at the end to get a stop and then have a chance to, with 4.5 minutes or so to go. But yeah, we really expected a tough fight tonight, and it's exactly what we did. We really expected it to go down all the way to the end, and it did.
Just about your mindset on the fourth down. You've had success all year long, but to be as aggressive and as successful as you were on fourth down.
Yeah, it's twofold. One, it is something that we do. We practice a lot. We're, something that is part of our game. A lot of it has to do with number 5. And sometimes he can make a play that takes place that was not the huddle call by using his legs and doing that. Today, early on, we got stopped, I believe, on our first one. I'm not certain of that, but I wasn't going to stop us into that spot. We were going to be bold but not reckless. And I think that's who we are, the whole season. But when you do get stopped early, you just have to stay the course, knowing that, hey, keep your chin tucked and keep swinging, knowing that this is going to be a game that's going to go all the way down to the end.
Coach, I asked you last week about these close games and you not wanting to be in those kind of environments, but how did that prepare you for this moment, tied game, 4 minutes left, the poise of the team? So talk about those moments during the season that
yes.
Tonight.
As a coach, you practice it a lot. Honestly, we do. But it is different in the games. And so being in a lot of those close games and not winning them all, there's a lot of lessons to take off of those. There's been a lot of Tell the Truth Mondays that we went down to the end. We talked about why it went right or why it didn't. And in that space, collectively, you can feel the belief from the team on the sideline. This is a really connected team. They believe in one another. And you have to have connection to also have belief. I think they kind of go hand in hand. And like I said, early on, we didn't know who we were. We didn't know who we were. That's not a fair thing to say. Early on, we hadn't had an identity yet. And we didn't have the belief in one another yet, meaning the opening game. And so it took a lot of work to get into that space, and this team has now bonded and connected. And in these winning time moments, they have a lot of faith.
And you've been around football a long time, and I know that you see a lot of different things, but for this team to continually win late, last play game, over and over and over again, what's different about this week compared to other teams you've been around?
Maybe it's the volume, David, of close games that you've been in. I've been on some teams that were exceptional, but they were maybe not in a lot of close ones. And so when that becomes the norm, I think you live in that moment more often. And I think that is probably what's taking place with the group. They have a lot of belief in one another. Jaden certainly is a big factor in that. I think if he had his heart rate monitor on and mine, they would not be the same in the game. And his stays pretty consistently good. And sometimes I'm like the duck. If you just saw the feet going under the water, it's good. But he really is into that space, exceptional. And the other guy, we do work at a lot. I thought Cliff and the guys had a good game plan. We knew we'd have to be bold in the game, but not reckless. And so we missed our early fourth down, but that wasn't going to stop us in other ones. And I thought a lot of different guys stepped up tonight, which was good, which is indicative of our team. But the complementary football was what we needed to win this game. They've been able to control the time of possession almost in a Philadelphia-like way, and certainly over the last 5 or 6 weeks. And we just said, that can't happen. We've got to be bold enough to continue some drives. I thought in the second quarter, that was our best example of complementary football, where the defense wasn't gassed. They were able to sustain and play a better first half, and I think it went back and forth on that. They were maybe not in a lot of close ones. And so when that becomes the norm, I think you live in that moment more often. And I think that is probably what's taking place with the group. They have a lot of belief in one another. Jaden certainly is a big factor in that. I think if he had his heart rate monitor on and mine, they would not be the same in the game. And his stays pretty consistently good. And sometimes I'm like the duck. If you just saw the feet going under the water, it's good. But he really is into that space, exceptional.
I'm fortunate to play with him and see how much he's grown this year, but that's who he is. You know, he's been blessed with unbelievable ability, but his ability to just be ready for any moment that comes his way I think is definitely special for a rookie. I've learned over the course of my life in 29 years so far, to get to it, you got to go through it. And this team, this organization, all of us have gone through it. So to be on the other side and have some fruits of our labor is unbelievable. So, you know, it's great to now have something that we can look forward to, and you don't have to necessarily relish on the past. But without that, honestly, I wouldn't be the person who I am standing before you today. So I'm extremely thankful in the support that I've gotten, not only from, you know, alumni, fans, my family, my friends. It's unbelievable, and it pushes me to continue to be my best self, because that's all I want to do is come out here and be the best version of myself for this team. I'm fortunate for them to look at me as a leader and a captain, and I just want to uphold that. That really means a lot to me, and to have a culture where everybody feels the same way about winning and doing it the right way, it's unbelievable. So I'm definitely looking forward to next week.
Some perspective there by Terry McLaurin, the top target for Jaden Daniels, says, to get to it, you got to go through it. Jaden said, I'm going to get straight to it. Rookie quarterbacks to win a road playoff game. Jaden Daniels, the first rookie quarterback to win a road playoff game since 2012. It was Russell Wilson then, just the fourth ever rookie to do it. The beat rolls on into the Motor City.
I mean, right now it absolutely sucks, so it's disappointing overall, because I believe in this team. I believe we had the talent and the coaching staff and everybody around us to be able to go far. But looking back, trying to take a step back, big picture, is this group fought. There was a lot of people that stepped up throughout the year, a ton of guys that stepped up into huge roles, and so there's a lot to be proud of. And in this moment, that's hard to see, but there was a lot of young guys that are going to be on this roster next year that had to step up and did in a big way. So that should build confidence for those guys, and knowing that who they are as players and as men in adversity situations to be able to step up like they did. So that's something to be proud of. And yeah, it just goes back to being disappointing and not making the plays when you need it the most.
So Baker and the Bucs, their season comes to a close here, and it was the only departure from the rule. Play at home, you're going to be all right. To this point, that has been the story. The Tampa Bay Bucks, the first home team to lose in Wild Card Weekend.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. On first down, right back to Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. They'll give it to Harris again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Another run here with Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That is caught! And he will get into the end zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Steelers. Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Right to the air goes Daniels. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. With McCaffrey, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be 3rd down. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Washington.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Off he goes.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Daniels slings this deep from McLaurin. And got his man complete. He's to the 15. And he's in for the touchdown.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
Now to throw. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
Going to be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Looked like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win. Washington finishes the return to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders picked up the fumble and ran it home.
He gets it to go, and the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. we'll see a return here from his own end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. A play fake. Now it's I fumbled the football. And the defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big...
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Daniels going to try and throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he will get into the end zone, and a two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game.
Here's Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. To throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Here he is to throw. Someone got a piece of that downfield throw, but it is caught anyway. And that's a Washington touchdown. So there's part one, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did, because, well, they work on two-point conversions, but they're different.